Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Loco 3. Hope you're all doing well today and looking forward to today's episode as we take on Real Sporting Gijón and Barcelona in La Liga, as well as having the Europa League group stage draw. As per usual, would love it if you could drop a like on today's video for me, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and leave a comment down below for the YouTube algorithm. Right, since you were last here for the transfer special where we only signed one player and didn't sell anyone, no one else has come into the club and we've let players go out on loan, but nothing major has happened at all. So only Lucas Weber coming in for that £40 million. We've also let go of a youth player for £1 million. Jamie Davidson, who is 15 years old and with 3-star potential, was never going to do anything for us. So Levante wanted him for £1 million. So I said, yes, have him. A few other players have gone out on loan to hopefully get some good first team football this season, play well and come back next season challenging for the first team. So that's pretty good. But the transfers were not particularly big this season at all. Nothing major going on. So I think we can bring in Lucas Weber for £40 million and think he is a very, very good deal. So very happy so far with what we've seen from him. And so far, what we've seen from him is a clean sheet and a goal and 2 wins, which is fantastic. We started off the season with a 2-1 victory over Athletic Bilbao. Juan Morelos with both the goals in that game before Juan Morelos got his 3rd of the season and Lucas Weber scored a goal from a corner in the 66th minute. So a very good investment so far from Lucas. And I guess too, Juan Morelos, right? 3 goals in 2 appearances so far this season. That's pretty decent going, more than Sione and Gisk have got. So obviously the guy that the ball brought in is scoring goals. So 2 very good additions in the past 2 transfer windows. Today, as I say, we've got Real Sporting Gijón and Barcelona coming up. I don't think we're going to do any Europa League games in today's episode, although we do have the draw coming up right now. But given that we have won a Europa League in the past and we focused on the group stage of that quite heavily back a few seasons ago, I don't really feel a need to go heavy on the group stage. So we might do 1 or 2 games from the group stage, but I don't really feel the need to go as heavy on them as we have done in the past. So we're going to see who we're going to get in our group. Now, surprisingly, despite us winning this competition 2 years ago, we are not a first seeded team. We're a second seeded team for this one. So we've got to face someone from this top seeded group. But for me, I'm pretty confident that we can beat anyone in this. We've won the whole competition before, we can do it again. So for me, I'm not particularly worried. Anyone, we can take on anyone here and I'm confident we can beat them. So go on, who are we going to get? We're going to get Chelsea. Interesting. Okay, well, about any of these teams that might be able to beat us, actually Chelsea might be the only team to be able to beat us actually. We did beat Arsenal obviously twice a few years ago and obviously we beat Tottenham in the final, but Chelsea might be slightly different, so maybe they're going to be the most difficult team to play against, but we'll give them a good run for their money, I am sure. The other team in our group is going to be Karabag from Azerbaijan, so that's a routine victory for us there, definitely. And then the 4th team from to face against us in our group is Lask from Austria. So again, another routine victory there. We should be comfortably getting through that group. So there we go. All of the groups have been drawn. Some interesting teams in there. Legia Warsaw, Djurgardens, I guess Karabag and Astana are interesting, aren't they, to an extent. Maribor in there as a 2nd seed ahead of CSK Moscow, a 3rd seed. So interesting teams in there. No one, I think we can beat everyone here. I'm pretty confident in our abilities. For me, the minimum expectation is to win this competition. And actually, there are some good omens in our favour, right? So Valencia won it 1 year, went to the Champions League, didn't do very well in the Champions League, came back and then won it the season afterwards. So that's obviously, lingering in the back of my mind, thinking, oh, we can do well there. Borussia Dortmund did something kind of similar. They've won it twice since this save file started, and Chelsea won it twice as well, actually, in similar sorts of style, I imagine. So for me, I'm pretty confident. I reckon we can go on to win this whole thing. It will also depend on who gets knocked out of the Champions League, but given that we came 2nd in our Champions League group, I am very comfortable that we can beat whoever comes 3rd in a Champions League group. So I really think this season, another trophy coming to us. But as I say, looking at the schedule, I don't want to put too much focus on those Europa League games because we've won it before and things like that. So I think we'll probably come back for like the Chelsea game and then maybe the final last game or something like that. But we won't focus on it too much. At least until we get to the business end of things, obviously, and go on to win the whole thing, which is what we're going to do. So today we are taking on Real Sporting Gijón, a newly promoted side, and I'm going to play some youth players. So heading into today's first game against newly promoted Sporting Gijón. They're a bit of a yo-yo team, but they are newly promoted for this season. We are going to trust some of the youngsters today. I think it's important we give some of the young players who are still here some game time. And this is one of the games that I want to give them game time in. So Arthur Ackland is going to start in goal for us ahead of Uros Krent today. Obviously, the young keeper is doing well development-wise, is a very decent keeper. is better than Dekene, who we did have last season. So for me, I think it's worth giving him a few shots to play games for us. Suave the ball, the other keeper, is out on loan, so it makes sense to be playing Arthur Ackland every now and again. Crowther is playing at right back today, 18 years old, more of a full back than a wing back, as you can see, with low crossing and dribbling, but fairly decent defensively, right? Has good potential. Played a few games for us last season in the league, 6 games in the league, 5 starts, 1 substitute appearance. So, got a few games last season. This season, hopefully, we'll play a bit more as well as we look to develop him. And I'm also going to play Juan Fitbalap as well, who is going to be making his first start at the club. He made 2 appearances last season. Oh, 2 starts last season. So first start this season. But Juan Fitbalap, hang on, what does that sound like? Of course, it's the One Football app, the sponsor of today's video. Their app is the best footballing app out there to keep up to date with all of the news from around the world for a range of different sources, including their own journalists. You can also keep up to date with all of the leagues that matter to you and follow your favourite teams and get push notifications sent straight through to your phone for all of the important match moments that matter to you. Goals, injuries, etc, etc. So it would massively help me out if you could download the app for absolutely free from the top line of the description, and it will also help out Juan's career as well, because, he's obviously sponsored by them as well, given his name by looks of things. But actually focusing back on him, he is a very decent player, and we need to get some more game time into him this season as well. Axel Carter is out on loan, so he's going to get plenty of game time, so we need to give Juan Fitbalap a bit of game time this season too. So 3 youngsters starting here, maybe a little bit of a risk, right? But, Sporting Gijon, newly promoted, they won't challenge us too much, I don't think, so I'm comfortable giving these guys some game time today. Weber obviously starts alongside the new start centre-back that we've got, with Borrell starting at left-back. Murat Kabak and Noak start in the centre of midfield, with Terziev and Turner on the wings, and then Gisk and Morelos are going to lead the line today. So kickoff is upon us, and there's a highlight straight from kickoff, which is going to make me rue my decision to play youngsters in that back sort of 3 triangle, goalkeeper, right centre-back and right back. They have won the ball nicely, the youngsters, which is good, and we're coming forward on the board as Terziev shoots from distance into Gisk, into Murat. Murat on the edge of the area, into Terziev, and Terziev turns it into the back of the net. Suspicions of offside there. Is there offside? Because I think it might have been. It's not offside. You love to see it. Amazing. Let's watch this back on the replay then. So Terziev's original shot is blocked, and then he gets in a good position. I tell you what, I think he might be offside there. I think the linesman's done us a favour. We might have to look at this one again, right? It's going to show us right now. I'll pause it on the thing. Oh, now that is, I'm not sure if we're the yellow line or the red line. I think we're the red line. I think this player here, his foot is the yellow line, and then you can just see here, Terziev's foot is the red line. So that's really, really tight and close, but we've just about got away with that one. 1-0 up inside of 30 seconds. So a fantastic start to the game, brilliant for us. It temporarily puts us top of the table as things stand, but no one else has scored goals yet, so of course it's going to put us top of the table as it stands right now, 3 games into the season. Obviously, the main point this season is to try and get plenty of clean sheets. And obviously, a big point this season is to try and get plenty of clean sheets, and Weber, who's just been on the ball then, is hopefully going to help us get those clean sheets with all of the ability he's going to bring to centre-back. And obviously today we are playing quite risky with Crowther and One Football app alongside him. But the thing is, though, they need the experience, and I mean, good save Arthur Ackland. This is what I mean. They need the experience. I was fully expecting him to score a goal there, and other keepers would have crumbled, but Arthur Ackland with a fantastic save there, so very pleased with that one. And the more game time these guys get right, the better they're going to be for us in the future, and these guys are the future, so we do need to give them game time in games like this where we are expected to be winning, and hopefully our strikers will outscore the opposition if they do end up scoring when we have defenders playing who are quite young and inexperienced. Great tackle there from... No! Referee, that was a great tackle from Crowther. I can't believe they've given a penalty for that. No, he won the ball comfortably. You saw the ball go flying off this way. Their player didn't even go down. I can't believe it. If this goes... I can't believe they've given that. I can't believe it. Come on, Arthur Ackland, then. Show us what you're made of. He hasn't quite. I think he nearly got there. I'll be honest, I feel we've been done over by the referee there. We've been done over. I think he realises our goal was offside, and he's wanted to give them a penalty. I mean, Arthur does get there and he pushes it in his back of his own net. But, these players need the experience. They need to learn from situations like this. And they will learn, I'm sure, as Paulo Turner puts a corner into the middle. Terziev can't get his noggin on it, unfortunately. And Gijon look to come forward. Come on, then. I was talking about trying to keep clean sheets as well a minute ago. Obviously, clean sheets are important, but games like this, we should be outscoring the opposition, so I'm not too fussed about the clean sheets as long as we get the 3 points. But as half-time approaches, it is 1-1 on the scoreline, and I feel like we are a little hard done by. So, corner for us early in this second half. Terziev, again, the target for Paolo Turner's corner. And once again, it's not reaching Terziev at all. Gijon looked to come forward. Varel with a good challenge to just about get enough men back to deal with this counter-attack now. But it still comes forward for Gijon as they get the ball into the middle, put over the bar. They're looking more dangerous as that first half went on. At the start of the second half, they look more likely to score than we do right now. So, let's have a little shout at them right now. Shout demands more, as apparently Terziev needs to come off the pitch for some reason. We might look at that in a minute's time or so. He's on the ball right now, though. Can he whip one into the middle? He gets it to Varel. Varel can't whip it in the middle. And now we might be struggling a little bit as Chadley looks to come forward and shoots from distance. They can do that all day if they want to, because that's never going to go in the back of the net. Arthur Ackland, though, straight from the goal kick, starts off another highlight for us as we lose possession immediately. Again, it's the youngsters giving the possession away there, but they need to work on this sort of thing. They need to have game time for it. I'm trying to defend them as much as I can right now, but you know, I am aware that they are making the mistakes that are causing our downfall right now as we go to... Okay, this may have not been my best idea. Right, tactics. 25 minutes or so to go in this game. Well, let's bring Sione on for Gisk first and foremost, who's not played particularly well. Paolo Turner's had a bit of a poor game, right? Which is less than ideal. Maybe swap him with Kabak, who can play as an inverted winger. And then where is Paolo Turner? You come off for Tyson Brown, please. Although not Tyson Brown. I've decided no. Catania comes in for that box-to-box midfielder role. That's much better. And I think maybe Crowther comes off for Rask to play on that right-hand side. So there we go. Some changes there to be made. We will go a bit more attacking. Let's shout demand more as well. And let's get ourselves some goals in this game now. As Nowak on the ball into Catania. Nowak coming forward into Sione. Sione, Morelos into Murat. And oh, you hate to see it. It's not gone in the back of a net. But a great move from us. The best we've seen so far in this second half. And again, another corner for us. As, again, we're not reaching the intended targets, unfortunately, from these corners. And every time, Gijon are coming on a counter-attack, which is less than ideal, right? You don't want to see that, as the ball is not put in the middle just yet, but is now. And it's another header there. Arthur Ackland claims that one. And the highlight is going to continue as Juan Fitbalap looks to come forward into Weber, into Varel into Terziev, Catania now racing forward, unopposed. Come on, Catania, do something clever and special. Maybe not that, though. Okay, this is really not ideal. Tactics, let's put everyone onto attacking duties now. I feel like we've done enough messing around. Quick, everyone on to attack. Inside forwards as attack, as opposed to... inside, you can be a winger. You can be... In fact, no. You be the inside forward on attack. Murat, you be a winger on attack. Confirm those changes. We'll go very attacking now. We can shout demand more again. But it might be too little too late at this stage. I'll be honest. I take full responsibility for playing too many youngsters, maybe. And I guess they kind of are to blame, right? I mean, maybe not Arthur... Well, they kind of are. One of them gave away a penalty. Arthur Ackland got there, saved the penalty, pushed it into the back of his own net. And then Juan Fitbalap, he cleared the ball straight to an opposition member who just came back and scored. So, but their 2 goals literally have come from the 3 players that I've decided to trust today. Okay. We can't do that this season again, all right? That has to stop now. That has to stop now. I will keep playing them, maybe not all 3 at the same time. Maybe that was a bit too much of a risk today, as you can see the 2 goals that were scored against us was because of the mistakes made by our 3 youngsters. However, at the same time, it's not like we created much that game. Not many great opportunities for us, so I don't know. It's not all their fault. Interestingly, there is now international break, so the players have got 2 weeks to obviously play international games, but also rest up, hopefully, and this Barcelona game coming up will be fairly interesting. So I'll join you back for the Barcelona game. So for the Barcelona game, we're going to go to that 5 at the back system instead. Obviously, it's very hit and miss, this formation sometimes, but usually at home, it works pretty well. So hopefully let's try and turn around that result against Getafe with a victory. In goal, obviously Krenta this time with Weber, Araya and Rubens in that back line. Varel and Rask make up the wing-back position with Tyson Brown and Maratka back just ahead of them. Adrisa Ferdinand back in the starting lineup just behind Sione and Morelos leading the line for us today. So as kickoff is upon us, fingers crossed, here today, this Barcelona game, we have to turn around that very embarrassing defeat that we had to Sporting Gijón. We need to get ourselves back into that top four. We need to get into a top four and then stay in the top four this season. That has to be our aim and just maintain our place in the top four all season. As Tyson Brown into our centre-back, Rubens, and Rubens just scores an incredible goal. Any striker would be proud of that, let alone a centre-back. That was an absolute hammer strike from him. And let's watch this one again because this is fantastic. Tyson Brown just knocks the ball back to on the edge of the area and he just thumps it past the Barcelona keeper. 1-0 to us. Okay, great start to the game. Very happy with that one. Recent seasons, Barcelona have had poor starts to their seasons, and they usually come back into it late on to get a Champions League place in the end. But they usually start off pretty slowly. Hang on a second. Penalty? What for? What's gone on here then? Reviewing the footage, is there a penalty awarded? What is going on? I don't understand why this has been a thing. Penalty awarded. What for? There was a foul in the area somewhere. I can't believe that. Okay, for a second game in a row, a penalty is this time saved by Krenta. You love to see it. And Krenta is pointing at our other keeper, Arthur Ackland, saying, that's how you do it. That's how you save a penalty. You get a strong hand to it and push it wide, not into the back of the net. But obviously, very good for us to be still winning this game as we approach half-time now. Not much going on in this first half and little action from both goal mouths, to be fair. But we are winning, so we can be pleased with that. For me, if we can just have a very boring, quiet second half with not a lot going on, that would be absolutely ideal. Let's just hold out defensively and get 3 points today as Varel's free kick is cleared by the wall. But we do hold on to possession as Rubens is now playing as a winger in this sort of weird... I don't know what's going on with Rubens, to be fair. He's all over the pitch today. Obviously scored his goal, so I'm very happy with that one. As Varel into Maratka, back to Varel. Varel into Marat to Sione. Sione shoots, goes as far as Rubens after the block. Tyson Brown out to Weber, into Morelos. Morelos shoots. Morelos scores. Oh, you love to see it. 2-0 up against Barcelona. Why could we not do this against Gijón, right? It's so confusing sometimes. The thing is though, I was only expecting to get 3 points from today's episode. 3 points against Gijón. I was expecting to lose against Barcelona. So for it to be the other way around is obviously good. We're still getting those 3 points, but if we just played better and not made those mistakes against Gijón, potentially we could be getting 100% points from today's episode rather than 50% points. Although I am speaking rather early, right? There's still half an hour to go, and if any team can turn this around, it's Barcelona. But they can't turn it around from 3-0, surely, with 30 minutes to go. Morelos with another goal, his 5th of the season already. Beautiful. Okay, so now we've got a lot of breathing room between us and Barcelona with 25 minutes or so to go. And can we even get more breathing room as we nearly get the ball forward, but we do collect it at the back nicely. Weber coming forward. Come on, into Morelos again. On his hat-trick, is brought down in the area. Right, that's certainly a penalty. We've had 2 penalties given against us in today's episode for a lot softer challenges. That one was a clear-cut penalty to me. This has to be a penalty. And there we go. It is given to us. Morelos should be taking it, given that he's on a hat-trick. And can he get his first hat-trick for the club? I think that's his first hat-trick for the club. He might have got one last season. I can't remember. But for me, that's the first hat-trick I can remember. So congratulations to Morelos for that one. Slotting it beautifully into the bottom corner. So a very higgledy-piggledy sort of weird episode today. I can't quite explain the results that have happened. If anything, it should be the other way around. We should have lost 2-1 to Barcelona, but we didn't. We beat them 4-0. Oh, you love to see it. The thing is, though, that is actually quite good that we've beaten Barcelona 4-0 because obviously in Spain, it's down to head-to-head record between teams as opposed to goal difference. So come the end of the season, if we've beaten Barca 4-0 and they beat us 1-0 later on down the line, if we finish level on points, we will be ahead of Barcelona. So that is very good for us. We're not going to be anywhere near Real Sporting Gijón, who have only had the 3 points from their win against us so far this season, which is even more upsetting, I must say. But I guess in the grand scheme of things for the league table, if we were only going to win 1 game this season, Barcelona's the better game to win. Did I say season or episode then? I meant episode, obviously. So next episode, we'll come back for the Chelsea game in the Europa League, and then we'll play either Valladolid or Villarreal, whoever's higher in the table at the time, to give us a bit of a challenge, hopefully. Although, talking of challenges, Sporting Gijón were not meant to be a challenge, and yet they beat us, so you never know. Right, that's going to be it for today's episode, so thank you ever so much for watching today. Hope you guys have enjoyed it, and of course, if you have done, make sure you do drop a like on the video for me, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I will see you next time. Have a good one. Goodbye.